That time is 12 noon on this Monday afternoon, December 24th, 2018. It's time now for the Peter General Noon News Report on this Monday afternoon, December 24th, 2018. Good afternoon, everybody, on this Christmas Eve afternoon. On this Monday afternoon is 36 degrees and overcast skies with a touch of light snow. That Peter J. Wiggins, and there's the top stories at the Peter General Noon News Report on this Christmas Eve afternoon as a partial government shutdown could drag into 2019 as Trump keeps pushing for border wall funds, while President Trump threatens senators and menace over military alliances. Rescue efforts are underway after tsunami hit Indonesia without warning. Justice Ginsburg working from hospital after surgery, court says. UN special rapporteur demands inquiry into the death of Guatemalan girl held in the U.S. David Ogg says he planned to attend Harvard. Roberts, leader of the Supreme Court's conservative majority, fights perception that it is partisan. Israel heads to elections as Netanyahu's coalition dissolves parliament. Gunmen storm Kabul government building, gun battle ensues. Beijing nice two-child policy U-turn, but lonely generation has moved on. Thousands evacuated near Sydney IRAs after cracking noise, fears a collapse. In Pawtucket, Rhode Island, a pair of men faced a judge Monday morning on charges that connected to an incident spanned from Providence, Pawtucket over the weekend. Christopher Taylor and Cable Johnson were arrested Sunday on Vineyard Street along with a juvenile suspect according to Pawtucket police. Taylor and Johnson were arraigned Monday on felony charges brought by Providence police on first-degree robbery and conspiracy to commit robbery, and felony charges brought by Pawtucket police on possession of a stolen vehicle and possession of a sawed-off shotgun. On the charges, the pair was ordered held without bail pending its hearing scheduled January 7th. They also due back in court April 5th on the charges out of Pawtucket. Police have not yet released the details of what exactly happened on Sunday, but said the incident remains under an investigation. In Stoughton, a woman was injured when she struck the side of a train Monday morning. Police and firefighters responded to the railroad tracks at Kent Street for a report of collision about 8:32 a.m. Officials found a silver Infiniti sedan that struck the side of the MBTA commuter rail train. Police say the female driver of the sedan suffered minor injuries in the crash. She was taken by ambulance to Good Samaritan Medical Center in Brockton. No one was injured in the crash. MBTA Transit Police are handling the investigation while Stoughton Police provided initial response to the scene and blocked off streets. Cannon and Wyman Streets were blocked for about 1.5 hours on Monday as police investigated the crash. The closure ended about 10 a.m. and the Stoughton Line 906 train was canceled as a result of the crash. The next train to leave Stoughton was expected about at 10:40 a.m. The cause of the crash remains under an investigation. Looking at news from the wires, Israel Coalition Party leaders agreed Monday to dissolve its legislative body and hold new elections on April 9th. Gang attacks for Brazil, banking disable explosives. In Christmas address, Queen urges Britain to overcome differences. Pedophile remains the forces from 1879 to nerf at Pompeii. Search for survivors at a fire at coal mine in northern India temporarily stopped Monday, while the country waits for more powerful water pumps to arrive. The U.S. Department of State has warned American travelers of a potential terror attack in Barcelona, Spain over the holidays. Ginsburg working from bed after cancer surgery. Dow's wildfire continues after Stephen mentioned physical markets as stocks index drop head toward fourth loss in a row. The Dow down 337.68 at 22,107.69. That's be down 42.66 at 2373.36, and Nasdaq down 67.54 at 6265.46. Lawmakers go on patient with Facebook. SpaceX has 21 successful launches in 2018. Influenza season in full swing as flu activity increases across the U.S. Florida confirms first case of rare polio-like illness in 2018, and first Michigan child dies from flu this season. Peter, chill news time, 12:05 on this Christmas Eve afternoon, on this Monday afternoon. Stand out for Peter Channel Sports Report. Nick Foles has played his potential last game, but Philip was emotional. Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield swears to stand on former coach Hugh Jackson during game. John Jones, Daniel coming and go back and forth in load Instagram exchange. And Seals like that playoffs. The Seahawks clinch spot the Saints during home field advantage. Peter, chill news time, 12:05 on this Monday afternoon. Sound out for Peter Channel. Traffic and transit check on this Christmas Eve afternoon. On the MBTA Green Line, bridge in the lanes up to 10 minutes through an eastbound train, a mechanical problem at Northeastern University. Copy the rail, looking good in the ferries. They are looking good. Okay, looking at the highways and byways in Rhode Island. 95 on the southbound side, also on 146 in Providence. 146 on the northbound side. The Little Solar Round, Sales Road on North Smithford, Rhode Island. In southeastern Massachusetts, it's looking good. On Cape Highways, they are looking good. Southern Expressway, southbound side, so between gas tanks and Dorchester and the Quincy and Braintree split. Mass Pike, one Boston vicinity, highways otherwise they are looking good. In central Massachusetts, it's looking good. Mass Pike, westbound side, the Little Solar, Westfield. And Connecticut, it's looking good. Interstate 878 southbound side also U.S. Canadian border and Ottawa 55 northbound side, so in southern Quebec towards Montreal. Okay, looking at the weather at 12:06 on this Christmas Eve afternoon. Taking a look at the radar shows snow covering much of Boston vicinity and central and western Massachusetts and covering much of Rhode Island and down around Connecticut. We've seen some light rain showers from New London, Connecticut, and the South Pole, Long Island, and raining around Jamestown, Rhode Island, and it's snowing much of Bristol County and the western portions of Plymouth County, and snowing around Citrus and Marshfield, and snow stretching down the Keene and Nashua, New Hampshire, and Southern New Hampshire. And another batch of snow flurries down on the western portions of Berkshire County and Massachusetts, and on the west of Vermont, and up state and central western New York, and the south central PA, and on Ontario, and the southwestern Quebec, and northeastern portions of Ohio. And some snow flurries in west central and southeastern portions of Nova Scotia. Looking at temperature spread around the region, it is in the 30s, about much of 7 New England, and it's in the 20s, low to mid 30s in Northern New England, 7-degree reading, and Mount Washington temperature, it's in the teens for much of northern Maine, and a 21-degree reading in Bangor, Maine. A band of light snow was moving across parts of the central New England late this morning. Visibility were reduced to 1 to 2 miles in storm, Worcester, Massachusetts, and Wilmette, Connecticut at 11 a.m. The snow will be moving east in eastern Massachusetts and over and in the early afternoon as Maine mixed with rain at times. That will go little in the way of accumulation, expected about 1 to 2 inches if possible. Untreated roads may become slick. Travel extra care. Leave plenty of room between neighboring marauders and allow some extra time to reach your destination. All right. Looking at our forecast, goes like this. For today, slight touch of snow before noon, then a chance of rain between noon and 3 p.m. and snow like that after 3 p.m. Clouds sky high 37 degrees. Common anticipation is 6%. Chance today and most circulation less than an half an inch possible for tonight. Slight chance of snow between 10 p.m. and midnight. Clouds sky during early evening and gradual clear with a low end 26 degrees. Common becoming an northwest wind. 5 miles an hour. Anticipation 20%. For Christmas Day, Saturday most Christmas about 37, about 23 degrees. Light northwest wind 3 to 8 miles an hour. For Wednesday, most sunny, most Christmas about 38, about 21 degrees. Winds northwest wind about 3 to 6 miles an hour. For Thursday, Saturday about 36 degrees. Northwest about 5 miles an hour. Coming light and warm in the morning. Third night, a chance of snow before 4 a.m., then a chance of snow and sleet between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Then a chance of rain, snow, sleet after 5 p.m. Mostly clouds about 26 degrees. Common coming in 5 miles an hour. Midnight, anticipation is 40%. Friday, rain like me after 7 a.m. Clouds 32, about 41 degrees. Winds southward with about 6 to 10 miles an hour. Is 21 to 26 miles an hour. Anticipation is 55%. Saturday, most sunny parts about 50, about 25 degrees. Winds northwest with about 7 to 9 miles an hour. From Sunday, most sunny about 37 degrees. West about 5 miles an hour. And right now, Norton it is overcast and 36. And that's going to be a part of Peter Channel News Report on this Christmas Eve afternoon, Monday, December 24th, 2018. Viewers, hope you have a good afternoon and goodbye day. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon.